What's up, squad? Back with another video. I seen the titles going down. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. Y'all see it right here. Says Jasmine Crockett has lost the Democratic primary for U.S. Senate in Texas, putting an end to her career in Congress. People are saying bye to Jasmine Crockett and clean out of her desk. Jasmine had to decline re-election for her president seat in the U.S. House in order to run for Senate, so she'll be out after this year. Let me tell y'all something. One thing about this is that it's a way, you know, and I see so many people. So many people, you know, that truly have been saying they feel sorry for Jasmine Crockett and she sees somebody, you know, different people saying that she didn't have, and I've had to comment, you know, and let individuals know, you know, and saying that she didn't have the right. I got a car getting dropped off, y'all, so I'm making sure it ain't them and being loud and stuff while I'm trying to let y'all know the real. The thing is, people will say she didn't have the right people around her, this, that. And let me tell y'all something. Jasmine Crockett did a lot to herself. Mind y'all, don't forget how she treated her team. I feel like so many people are forgetting how she treated her team, how she treated the people that's around her. Check this out right here.
Oh, you just voted to do it.
Y'all did it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at, calm down.
No, because this is what y'all do. So I'm trying to get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not recognized. Miss Crockett.
I'm not going to show that whole video, but y'all get the idea. Just like this. You know, I'm going to just show it.
All I know is no, sir, you will not get a third term. That's not going to happen. I mean, the Supreme Court going to have to find a big boy and big girl panties and do what's right. The Constitution is very clear, sir. And frankly, you never should have had one term. If I'm going to be perfectly honest, you were never qualified to be president of the United States, not once, but definitely not twice. And your incompetencies are showing. Your own people, yes, my home girl, Marjorie Taylor Greene, is also very disappointed in you. Listen, you are a loser. And unfortunately, we all are being dragged down with you in your loser ways.
Let me tell y'all something. First of all, for you to sit there and blame somebody and not take accountability for your actions, that just goes to show you the type of person you are. And I've been through this. I'm not going to. Jasmine Crockett. I don't know if y'all heard the way that she's, you know, speaking right now. Because the next clip, all of that's going to change. You literally have Jasmine Crockett obviously speaking ghetto. She's loud, does a lot of cursing when it comes down to her even speaking, you know. You have her having this whole agenda to, I don't like Trump and F Trump and this, that, and the other. You know, this is the whole thing when it comes down to Jasmine Crockett. That's her main agenda. It's not, okay, we gonna get this situated. Let's get this. Let's do this. Let's do that. I haven't heard Jasmine Crockett say any of that. I don't know if y'all have, but I haven't seen Jasmine Crockett actually do any type of work. I'm not gonna lie, or even talk about any type of work. Her main goal is to speak loud and ghetto, to talk crazy to everybody, and hate Trump. Me personally, that's what I get from her all the time. Well, you have it right here. It says sore loser Jasmine Crockett is sad that she was allowed to cheat by the Texas Supreme Court. When I play this video, let me tell y'all something. What y'all just heard in those first two clips, all of that has went away. All of it is an act. And I feel like if she actually talked like this from the get-go, and not so much even proper, but respectful, she would actually have some type of chance. If she actually did her job, she would have some type of chance. If her whole agenda wasn't, let's hate on Trump, let's bash Trump, she would have a chance. Check it out.
A lot of confusion today.
No loud talking.
And so, you know, our Democratic Party chair, Cardall Coleman, he beat me to the punch. as myself and Colin all read, we're about to file a lawsuit to keep the voting polls open. We were able to keep the polls open, but I can tell you now that people have been disenfranchised. The reason that we knew that there were problems is because we were receiving the phone calls and the emails. The polls were supposed to stay open until 9, according to a court order. The Supreme Court, just a few minutes ago, just said, shut it down. The Supreme Court also said that they are to separate any votes out that came in after 7 p.m. So here's the deal. I have no idea how it is.
Have you ever seen the clip, You Need to Leave? That's what that just reminded me of. If you haven't seen that clip, look it up.
I have no idea how it is that clerks are going to know who was in line by what time, because the rule is that if you're in line by 7, then you get to vote. And so once there was a court order saying you had until 9, I'm sure that there were people that joined the line after 7. They now are telling them that you have to separate the votes out. What this means is that we will not know what votes are to be tallied from Election Day out of Dallas County. For sure, we won't know that tonight. So knowing that Dallas County is a big dump of votes, we, in my opinion, will not know the election results overall tonight. We need to see the Dallas County votes to see where they are. I mean, if the early vote comes in, which we may have the early vote soon, if it comes in and I'm losing Dallas County, then we know kind of where this thing is going.
Well, I'm not going to lie. You have Jasmine Crockett that's obviously not using this whole loud ghetto act because she sees, and you have to take that. Sometimes you have to, and it sucks. I'm not going to lie. It definitely sucks, taking that loss. But you can't sit there and blame other individuals, especially losing to, she lost, from my understanding, from another Democrat. You have it right here. And it says, and I don't know if but y'all can comment and to describe Jasmine Crockett with one word. She's claiming she lost because of cheating, y'all. Check it out.
No one. I gotta get through this. 6 years ago, no one believed that I could become a state representative.
I'm not gonna lie. She's saying, obviously, nobody believed. And I'd say this to everybody. Everybody does have a story when it comes down to it. Everybody has a story, of where you started. But again, I would say, and be real, she done a lot of this to herself. She's done a lot of this to herself. I'm telling y'all. Says Jasmine Crockett is ruining black women's reputation. Do not let her win that seat. I feel like it's more than that. And I feel like it's even more, when it comes down to race. I truly do. But I can definitely see what a lot of individuals are saying just based off of on how she's acting as a person. Check it out.
I'm telling you right now that I legitimately have had no intel whatsoever. Zero intel as a sitting member of Congress, regardless of how you feel about me, regardless of my party affiliation. No one has consulted specifically with me or anybody in my office to give us any information.
Jasmine Crockett is a constant reminder that you could be the most qualified person in the room. You could be the most educated, smartest person in the room. But if you lack interpersonal skills, if you lack teamwork, if you lack those soft skills, nobody gives a
Exactly.
I think it's just kind of wild that when she doesn't get her way, if you don't vote for me, you're a racist.
Exactly.
It's kind of like, I wouldn't vote for you if I was, if I lived in Texas. I would never vote for you. You have a nasty ass attitude. You have this self-entitlement. And then it's just everything about her irks the fuck out of me. But I remember y'all were trying to drag me and come for my neck when she first announced that she was running for Senate, and I laughed because I was like, who the fuck's gonna vote for her? Oh, it's racism. It's not racism. She has a nasty ass attitude, just like a lot of you ladies. Y'all got nasty ass attitudes. This is why a lot of y'all get fired. Because you lack soft skills, you lack interpersonal skills, but no one's not going to tell you to your face, because the first thing that comes out of your mouth is, oh, you're racist, it's white supremacy. It's not white supremacy, my loves.
Especially when you're in the wrong about something. Like, y'all got to stop that.
You just don't have team working skills. You lack interpersonal skills. Nobody wants to deal with your hostile, aggressive, combative ass attitude. So when businesses and companies are downsizing and they're starting to do layoffs, you're the first on the chopping block. But you're too arrogant and too hubris to see that shit.
Exactly.
Telling you right now.
Not gonna lie. Definitely real when it comes down to it. Definitely real. Says Jasmine Crockett was used by her own party and replaced with, individual as a white far left liberal who speaks well. Says Jasmine Crockett comes from a nice background. She didn't have to speak ghetto. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, this individual name is James Talarico, if I'm not mistaken. Check it out right here.
Hey guys, this is Latina, your favorite community advocate. Guys, I'm not surprised that Jasmine Crockett lost the U.S. Senate race, and she's blaming Republicans. In reality, the people that threw her under the bus was her own party, okay? The Democrats, the far left white liberals, decided to support James Talarico because he's more polished. He's more a yes person. He's more believable. He's more likable. Jasmine Crockett allowed these white liberals to prop her up as some ghetto black chick from the hood. When in reality,
she stuck with that act, and then now you see what it led to.
Jasmine Crockett, she grew up privileged. She went to a top-notch private school. She spoke well when she first ran for office. Very smart woman. Although our politics are very different, but Jasmine Crockett allowed herself to be used by the liberals, the far left. And when they were done with her, they replaced her with someone else. Someone who's more likable, someone who can, fake the funk and portray himself as this so-called moderate. Now, I looked at this guy, James Talarico's past comments and him using God and the Bible and Christianity as a way to prop himself up in the political arena. I think it's really disgusting to try to misrepresent God's views to try to enhance a radical agenda. I don't support it. I am a Christian. It goes against my beliefs. This whole thing with this James guy saying that God, supports the right to an abortion for the trans community is absolutely absurd. We should all be offended. This guy's totally misrepresenting the words of God. Now, for Jasmine Crockett, I know you don't want to admit that your party turned against you, but you did in the past said in an interview that there is racism in your own party. I've said this so many times that there's nothing more dangerous than a white liberal who's trying to use the black community to push an extreme radical agenda, and it only benefits them. It doesn't help us in no way.
Exactly.
And I'm just going to say this. The Democrat Party has been bought out by foreigners. Now, I know there is a plan, and this is a fact, that foreigners are going to challenge every African American that's in public office. Now, you let that sink in. I'm speaking on the Democratic side. They're going to challenge every single black leader for their seats and put foreigners in.
And it's definitely sickening that they're doing a lot of this now. I'm not going to lie. You literally have people that Jasmine Crockett voters that are literally mad and crying, y'all. I'm not trying to laugh. It just gets funny because it's like, bro.
I cannot believe this is happening to our country. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, Governor Abbott. All y'all. Shame. Shame on you guys. This is ridiculous. You're going to do whatever you can to suppress art, folks. You already gerrymandered everything. And you just gotta make it worse. You just gotta make it harder, huh? That's okay.
This is what she's creating, though. That's the sad thing about it. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely sad. Definitely sad.
Took place today, and basically Ghislaine was like, I'm not going to participate, but we're not going to stop. Charge petition done. There were those that thought we were going to stop when it didn't seem like we had the votes once we finally got that done. I mean, the House Speaker shut the House down so that we would not go there, right? And now that they have violated the law, because this is actually in law,
and she's so
we
mad.
are not stopping. So I want people to understand that House Democrats, we are going to be on their asses. Like, that's just the reality.
And what is your message to President Trump in that case?
Same thing. We're going to be on his ass. I mean, you know, it is so.
One thing about that, she's not. I don't know what Jasmine Crockett has, you know, when it comes down to whatever she has for her future. And I wish her the best. You know, I'm not a person that's going to, you know, be negative or anything like that. I want her to stop being so arrogant, to be more humble when it comes down to stuff. Stop seeming so ghetto, seeing her background, and to be real, actually do work instead of running your chops and pushing out fakeness. You know what I mean? Truly. One thing about it, just like Officer Tatum says here, and I'm not going to play this video because y'all have seen this video plenty of times, but says here we need the Ethics Committee ethics investigation into her spending over $75K on campaign contributions on luxury hotels. Crockett has a net worth of $9 million. It says Officer Tatum says it's money laundering, and he has the receipts. I'm sure y'all seen this video. If y'all haven't, it's at Chicago One Ray. So y'all can go check that out as well. But I'm not gonna play this music. But you literally have says here, failed Senate candidate Jasmine Crockett just landed in D.C. She's definitely hot. You can see just by the way that she's, you know, walking pretty fast. Definitely, you know, mad about a lot when it comes down to it. Not answering any questions that's been asked, as y'all can see. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely wild. But you have here, this Reverend Jordan Wells says here, this James Talarico will win the Texas Democrat primary for the Senate. Says Democrat who just won the primary is a preacher that is, you know, a little, if y'all know what I mean. And I'm going to say this, and I'm not meaning fun. I just got to watch you say on here. A little rainbowish. Who literally called Jesus non-binary and wants our southern border wide open like a welcome mat. Pretty wild. Check it out right here.
And you just said in your last answer that you saw he perhaps made like some type of political calculation and did did like a Book of Mormon, like Joseph A. Banks, like Boy Scout makeover to become some type of like pantomime of a woke Christian. You actually watched that happen. Can you describe that? What is that?
And I think it's Benny's video that's
so he there is a darkness inside of him, and I'm not one of these guys that is a pastor, is a Christian. I'm not looking for I'm not one of these guys that believes that there's a demon under every rock. But yeah, there are some demons under some rocks. All right.
Yes.
I'm not one that says that every Democrat's demon. In fact, I've met some really wonderful Democrats in the Texas House that have helped us, push good legislation. But this guy is one of the most evil people I've ever met. I mean, hands down, ever met. And now all of a sudden, he's Mr. Boy Scout Presbyterian pastor. It is a remarkable makeover, and unfortunately, I think he's fooling a lot of people.
Wow. How do you think it's going to go? I mean, I want to talk about your race here in conclusion, but like,
we're going to clean it. We're going to educate people about who the real James Talarico is.
Yeah.
My staff right now is working on uncovering back mic and front mic exchanges that we've had with him in 2019, 21, and 23 before the great makeover.
And I don't know why this video is skipping. I don't know if it's on my end. It shouldn't be on my end. Maybe let me see if I play this video.
I think it's just kind of.
I think it was Benny Johnson's video. I'm not sure, or it might be on my end. I'm not sure, but my other videos didn't really skip. If it did, just let me know. But one thing about it said there is a darkness inside of him, and I'm not one of those guys that believes there's a demon under every rock, but there are some demons under some rocks. Says this guy is one of the most evil people he's ever met. Now all of a sudden he's Mr. Boy Scout. And one thing about it is that it's truly, truly insane, of who they're putting in these positions and wanting. And it's almost like they're getting set in these positions. It's definitely sad that they're doing this. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Please, please, please share, y'all. A lot of this stuff, is very important. So if y'all share, y'all like these videos, definitely mean a lot to me. Catch y'all next one.